Dr. V here with Morning Infusion with Dr. V podcast, where we are intentional about teaching nurses how to work from anywhere around the world, making money and owning your own time, building profitable nurse coaching and consulting businesses. You will hear from amazing guests that have grown their companies and want to share insight into how you can do the same to change the face of healthcare as we know it. If you want to grow your businesses and leverage your knowledge as a nurse to grow wildly successful businesses at the top, instead of working your way to the top, head on over and join our Millionaire Nurse CEO group on Facebook, where you can ask questions and get updates on our live and virtual events to help you grow your businesses. Good morning, everyone. So I am super excited this morning to have Mr. Ray Washington on the podcast. So first of all, I would like for everyone, if you could comment, like, share this podcast so that we can get it out, so we can encourage other nurses to go into business, because Mr. Ray has been pretty amazing. So Mr. Ray, if someone had to describe you in a bio, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a nurse. I've been an LPN for, this year will be 30 years. So I've been working in healthcare for, right at 30 years. In that time, I've started several businesses. I guess kind of in an attempt to kind of transition away from nursing. But if you're a nurse, you kind of know it always brings you back. So from owning newspapers, I had my own personal newspaper. I had my own lawn service, and what else have I done? Staffing services, and right now I'm currently the founder of America Needs Nurses, which is a platform that brings nurses and businesses together on one platform to make a connection, and hopefully we can help solve the nursing crisis across America.
I love it. So tell me a little bit about, like, when you were younger, because male nurses are not something that most people think about that they want to do as they're growing up. So tell me a little bit about your story. So why did you even want to become a nurse?
Well, I don't have the traditional story, where someone took care of my grandmother or whatever, and you know how that goes. But for me, I was 21 years old, and I was looking to get into a new career, and I was actually recruited by the head of the nursing department at the school that I went to, and she talked me into just thinking about becoming a nurse. And throughout my entire time in school, I was the only guy in my class, so they kind of spoiled me.
So you say you want to get into a new career. What career were you in at that time?
I was working at a supermarket.
Gotcha. And
yeah.
So you went to school. And what did you go to school for?
Well, I was looking to get into back then there was tool and die, in the industrial industry, which is, I don't even think that's a skill set at this point, because all those types of jobs have moved overseas. So thank goodness for and I forget her name was Mrs. Brown, and she stopped me and kind of talked me into becoming a nurse.
Gotcha.
In the program.
So when you got into the LPN program, was it like, I was an LPN for 10 years prior to becoming an RN. Mm-hmm. So at that time, was they separated like they are now, or you just went through one and then you can advance to the other?
You mean from LPN to RN?
Uh-huh.
No, it was separate then.
Gotcha. And so you specifically went into the LPN program?
Yes.
Gotcha.
I specifically went into the LPN program. I think there were like maybe 30 of us. And like I said, throughout the entire time, I don't think I even saw any guys that were in the program. So, but again, they took care of me.
You was happy to be amongst all the women.
Yeah, it was great. You know, being a young man, it was great.
I bet
Well,
you.
you know what? It's been great because it's been great. I'll say that. Actually.
It's hilarious. So now tell me a little bit about you went through the LPN program. The next
Mhm.
transition is typically to go to the RN program. So what made you not transition into the RN program?
Well, you know, I actually started I became an LPN in 94, and then in 97, I started back to school for a little while, and um, I got into the hustle of making money. You know, if you know, most nurses, you know, they start working agency and start making that fast money. So I just didn't focus long enough to stay in school. And as time went on, I just wanted to do something bigger. So I was always trying to shoot past, you know, nursing. So like I said, I started several businesses from lawn care to I had my own healthcare newspaper for a little while. Um, and I had a breakthrough when I started a staffing service during COVID. So me and a partner, we did that. And at one point we had about 250 employees we were staffing in the Northeast. So we did really well with that. And that transitioned me into and what I found that of course no most companies don't want to use outside staffing and spend that extra money to staff their facilities. So American Needs Nurses was born from that. So what I do is with American Needs Nurses is I allow companies to promote their services, their employment opportunities on our platform to the nurses that are on our platform. Right now, we have about 100,000 nurses on our platform. So we're just trying to marry the two.
Gotcha. So let's go back because I wanna know why all these other businesses didn't work. I want to because the reality is that a lot of people can learn from the things that or the mishaps that you know
Mhm.
were made. So tell me a little bit about the loan service. So tell me what happened with the loan service. Why didn't that succeed?
Well, the loan service, again, like I said, nursing was always, you know, in a business, you have to crawl before you walk.
Hmm.
And in nursing, I was already walking.
Hmm.
So I would, if I got that call to go to work, I would just go to work instead of really trying to, you know, build that business.
Gotcha.
And I was kind of so here I'm in outside the Atlanta area, so I would see the Spanish guys everywhere, and they looked like they were making a lot of money, and so I was kind of trying to copycat what they were doing.
Because it was this guy that used to do our lawn before we got this big old lawnmower. Anyway, but and my husband likes to mow lawn. I don't know why, but anyway, it is what it is. So,
Mhm.
but he used to do our. And one of the things that I noticed was that this dude would he would follow up. You talk about there is money in the follow up. Like
Oh
he
yeah.
he would call you every 2 weeks and he would be like, "You want me to cut your lawn again? You want me to cut your lawn again?" And so when he first started, he had this little bitty truck, right? And it was just a beat up little bitty truck. And then after a while, he got another worker. And then after a while, he got this trailer. And then after a while, he got a new truck. And then after a while, he got this logo on this truck. And I was like, oh, dude is raising the
Well,
game.
well, you were like me. You were like, okay, you saw the transition.
Yes, yes, it was
Oh,
amazing.
one of the other things that I did as well, I didn't mention that. I also own a auto detailing service
Hmm.
called Drive Clean, and I do that as well. That's what I was doing. That was going to be my ticket out as well in the beginning of COVID, you know. So and I still kind of do that on the side. So I just do the marketing side of it. So you call me and I call someone else, and you know, I make a little profit from that. But my love is really here in healthcare.
So why did you want to move? Why did you even want to start a business? What happened? Because you said something to me. You said been there for 30 years and working hard is not the answer. So tell me the reason why you wanted to start a business.
My time, you know, I have four sons, so and three of them are grown now, but I have one small one. So my time and freedom is what I value at this point, because like I said, I've done the 16-hour days, working 5 days a week. So you know, as you as I um, as time progressed, I just realized how valuable my time is. So I was looking for a way to get my time back.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Now, tell me a little bit about starting the staffing agency during COVID.
So during COVID, I I took a travel assignment to the Northeast, and we kind of knew who we were, the person we were working for, and but we were the ones doing all the recruiting for that company to bring people out there. So um, me and a friend put our heads together and said, you know, we can do this because we were the heartbeat of the Northeast division. So we formed our company, and we grew it from there up to, like I said, about 250 employees.
And so, what was the transition from there? Why did that stop?
Oh well, COVID kind of died out, and we had a COVID contract with a company, and so the company that we were with, they transitioned away from needing that kind of staff, and the rates kind of plummeted. So then it was harder to find staff because we were bringing a lot of staff from the south to the north, and once the rates plummeted, it wasn't worth them to make that travel journey to the north. So that's kind of.
So, the partnership. What happened with the partnership?
We're still partners. She's actually transitioning to something different right now. I wanted to focus on American Needs Nurses because, like I said, I still feel like there's a need to to bring the companies together with the nurses, but and like I said, the companies are kind of reluctant to use the outside staffing.
And so, you have 100,000 nurses on American Needs Nurses, but how many facilities do you have on there?
Right now, we have about 8 facilities marketing with us.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So our goal was to build the platform, the nursing side, and now we're transitioning into marketing to the companies. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a company. If you have any kind of service, you know, like yourself, your coach. So anything that benefits nursing, um, we'd like to help you promote your service.
So, we talked earlier about being a multifaceted entrepreneur.
Hmm.
How'd that work out?
Well, um, well, you know, there's only 24 hours in a day, and you really have to focus on the main thing. You know, you hear multiple streams of income, and
Mhm.
that sounds good, but you have to focus on the main thing and get that going. And usually, if you really focus on the main thing, um, you don't necessarily have to have a second stream, especially one that you have to be involved in. You know, if it's real estate or something like that, yeah. But if you're trying to run, like for instance, me trying to run a auto detailing service and a nursing staffing service, there's not enough time for that.
Gotcha. And one of the things that we talk about in the MVP Nursing Business Academy is the fact that when you start a business, you need
Mhm.
to start that business. You need to build that business to $1 million before you try to start anything else, because within that business, you're going to have several businesses, right? So within
Right.
the coaching arena, you still have other things like with American Niche Nurses. So you're marketing to the nurses, then you're marketing to the agencies, and then you have to connect them. Like
Mhm.
it's a whole, thing, right? Um,
Right. Right. Right.
and so like with coaching, like you can do executive coaching, which you can do one-on-one coaching, you can do group coaching, you can do speaking engagements, you can do master classes, you can do events. Like there's a whole within each business, like there's many things within that business that you can do. And so understanding that you don't need to be doing something completely different because there's businesses within the business,
Yeah,
right?
I was going to say that. So yeah, it's you can't. I wasn't able to go from hello, I need a nurse. Okay, I'll do that. Hey, can you get? Hey, I need my car wash. So it was and the nursing side was uh more lucrative than the auto detailing side. So you're absolutely right. And other businesses that I may not even thought of, come into play when you're running your main business, like you just said.
Yes, it's definitely something, and you have to be very intentional about that. Very
Mhm.
intentional. If there's any entrepreneurs that are on the platform or they're listening, drop it in the chat. What exactly do you do? Whether you're a business coach, whatever you do as a nurse, because it's important. And if you are still at the bedside, drop that in the chat, because I've never, at one point in time, I used to always say, if you are if you are a nurse and you need to transition from the bedside, because that's ghetto. However, if you have a good working environment, to stay at the bedside, right? Do what you have to do. That
Right.
is that is up to you, right? But at the end of the day, when you are a nurse, you want to ensure that you are maximizing your time and making sure that you're doing what you need to do and you're controlling that, right? Because what happens a lot of times is that we go into nursing, and I went into nursing thinking that I'm just going to stay in nursing. I'm going to stay at the bedside for the rest of my life. I like taking care of these people. I love taking care of patients. They are the bomb.com. And I got a lot of, like, I loved it. I loved all that I did. However, what happened was it became too much. Like we would have four level 2 patients, which is you're almost, you're sick enough to die, right? And if you're sick enough to die, then listen, we don't we can't be having four of you in one pod, right? And so
Right. Right.
that became a thing, and it was huge. And so we had to be very intentional about moving. Alviana is on. She said, I own Black Nurse Entrepreneurs, the premier organization for Black nurses who are interested in launching, building, and growing their entrepreneur endeavors. So Black BNE is huge for do you know about BNE?
No, I don't. And well, I'm probably connected with them on LinkedIn, but I haven't, actually participated in any events. But I'll certainly look it up when we're done.
Yeah. So it really is a support organization. I credit BNE for me being, where I am today,
Hmm.
partially because it really helped me to be around. It is very important, and I'm going to say this with my heart. It is extremely important that you hang out with other entrepreneurs. The entrepreneur mindset is a different mindset than working for someone else. It's completely different.
Totally.
I mean, and in order for you to be able to survive, it's important that you move that needle, and it's, Jim Rohn said that you're the sum total of the five people you hang out with the most. And if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room, right? And that's what I said. So, the reality is that you want to ensure that you're hanging out with other nurse entrepreneurs. So tell us a little bit more about America Needs Nurses.
Well, like I said, we're kind of in the we've been around for about a year and a half. Like I said, our goal is to connect the nurses with these companies, simply because, like I said, after COVID, a lot of companies they still wanted to help, but they didn't want to. I'll just say spend the money for the outside staff support. So our goal is to just spotlight, hey, I have this job here. Okay, I have these nurses over here that are looking for jobs, and we just want to marry the two. Our goal is to have at least 1 million nurses on our platform, and it solely be a space where, hey, if you're looking for talent, they're probably here on our platform.
Gotcha. Now, any other insights or anything else that you want to share with the audience?
Let's see. I'm sure I can come up with some things after this is done. So let me kind of brainstorm really quick. So moving forward, what I see for American Needs Nurses, I would like to kind of like, okay, so we have American Needs Nurses. So then we would like to niche it down into states. Georgia needs nurses, and then we would niche it down into Atlanta needs nurses. So that's how we're looking to build this platform. I foresee having ambassadors in every state or every city to kind of work in conjunction with us to kind of just build this into what the vision that I plan for it.
So have you thought about, so you have a group on LinkedIn, correct?
Yes, I do. I have a newsletter on LinkedIn, and I am on LinkedIn.
So it's a newsletter on LinkedIn.
It is,
Okay,
yes.
gotcha. So now, do you have any groups on Facebook at all?
I do have a Facebook group as well.
Okay, okay.
So we recruit on Facebook as well as Instagram.
And so, do you have any events that are ever coming up? Have you ever thought about that?
I have, but I have to figure out how to put that together. So I would love to if I don't have my own event, at least participate in some of these nursing events around the country.
Gotcha, 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 gotcha.
And eventually, we would have our own event.
Yeah, I think that would be great in order to pull them together, be in the same room, right? Almost have like how they had those dating sessions, right? Where they
Right.
speed dating. Is that what it's called? I'm too
So
young.
I know I'm talking to the right person that can help me get that organized.
Yeah, you are. but but yeah, the speed dating, right? So you can come in and they do some speed interviewing, right? And
Right.
hire the nurses right on the spot for sure, for sure. So tell
Mhm.
everybody where they can find you.
Oh, well, you can find me on LinkedIn. That's where mostly I am as far as look for as on the professional side, looking for companies that could use our services, and also on Facebook. That's mostly where we recruit our nurses, and we do some marketing on Google. Our website is americaneedsnurses.com, where you can just become a supporter. You just go on and put your email in, and you will receive our newsletter each week. So those are the platforms that we have.
And so what are some things that you include in the newsletter? Like what does the newsletter entail?
Well, we like current nursing well, current I would say current events, how to stress release for nurses, for instance, how to interview for a job for nurses. So we write about things that would interest nurses, as well as how to find employment.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, tell the people where they can find you. They can obviously all those platforms in America. What's your website again?
AmericanNeedsNurses.com.
Okay.
And you can also find us on Facebook under American Needs Nurses.
Okay. All right. Well,
and I'll be talking with you about organizing some events, because that's one of the things that I thought about, but you just brought it back to the forefront.
Well, that's the Lord telling you twice, okay?
Right.
So if you don't do it, then the Lord is going to have somebody else do it, okay?
Exactly. You're right. You know, I love one of the quotes that I found on your page. It said, if you're not embarrassed by the first, I'm kind of messing this up, but it said, if you're not embarrassed by the first edition of your product, you launched it too late. So right. Hopefully I'll be back on your platform again and telling you that we have 1 million nurses and we're doing great.
Yeah, that is so true, because when people wait too late to do things, and what they do is they want to let it out in perfection, right? And the reality, there's no such thing as perfection. Like this lady came on my platform one day, and even we had misspelled a word, right? Because I have a whole team that puts out content along with myself, and so I misspelled a word. I mean, we put out lots of content, right? Okay, I misspelled the word, and I wasn't like, it was a Canva print, right? So once that's printed, you put it out. I mean, unless you're gonna go back to Canva, change it, and then put it out again, and then
right.
I mean, and that doesn't even make sense, right?
Right.
And so so when I came in, she was like, you misspelled that. She inboxed me. You misspelled that word. I said, thank you. And so then when I went back to her, she said, did you correct that? I said, no, ma'am. I said, I put out way too much content in order for me to go back and to correct that. And she increases your credibility. I said, I have a doctorate in nursing practice. I said, there was one misspelled word. I said, right. We are a whole country that we're trying to change. That one misspelled word is not gonna matter, okay?
Right. Exactly. Well, again, like I said, we're in our beginning stages. Hopefully we come back, and of course, and this is, I was up all night nervous about this podcast. I watched all your videos, and I'm like, man. So next time we talk, I'll be a little bit cooler with it. And
no reason to be nervous around me, as you have to.
And I'll be, we'll be talking about, hey, we have this company, that company, we're sponsored by this company. So that's the goal, to really offer something that the nurses and the companies can benefit from.
Yes. I'll be honest there. Hang out with us more, Ray. Listen, we're a whole vibe over here, okay? I see. Well, I promise you'd be like, oh, we're good now. We can work this out, okay?
Yeah.
For sure.
Like I said, I've binge watched all your content on YouTube in the past couple of days in preparation for this interview. And I really appreciate you inviting me here.
Well, I really appreciate you coming here. So everyone, we have a masterclass that's coming up March 12th. It is next Tuesday. It's going to be amazing. Join us for that. You can go to vpnursing.com at the top. It has the masterclass link. Go ahead and sign up for the masterclass. We present different masterclasses on each month on different topics. And so this one right here is how to grow the profitable nurse coaching and consulting business. It has been a pleasure, Ray. You, ladies and gentlemen, have a great time, and we will see you later.